Why, hello there, fellow builders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey Grav Runners. Episode 3. The Grav Runner Must Grow. Now, for AC, if you're wondering. What I want to do is have a freezer for it. But if I don't want my freezer to get obliterated by enemies, which I don't. Oop, that's backwards. I want a chimney for it built into the ship. So one important concept of your ship is it has to be contiguous, meaning you can't have islands. This won't work. It has to connect. And diagonals don't work. This is not valid because that tile won't be connected. And I'll actually show you what that looks like because the game will warn you. The game will say, hey, it ain't connected, and kind of like yell at you a bit. Oh, but for that I need more steel. So the internal walls don't need to be hull. However, there's an advantage to this. The external walls need to be airtight when you go into space. If you're not going to space, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't need airtight. But the internal walls don't need it, but it can be advantageous. So let's say raiders come and blow up this part of my ship, but my kitchen is still airtight. There's still going to be oxygen in the kitchen. I'll be able to breathe there. Now, if I don't build grav halls, it won't be airtight. So airtight all over the inside of your ship can be very useful if you don't want to die from vacuum exposure. So if we take a look here and click on the grav engine, you can see what I'm saying. The light blue, the teal, or whatever you want to call it, is valid and connected. The red is not. So if I blast it off right now, this section would not come with me. It would be left here. Well, actually, it would be destroyed because I don't have a grav anchor here. So it needs to be connected. If it's not connected, it is not valid. If it's not valid, it gets left behind. All right, we got 3 hours, or 3 days, 17 hours. Got it. You are the world's worst donkey hunter. Just, you missed and then it just fell over dead. Okay, hi, vulture. I know you're a vulture, but, like, stop living up to your name. Whoa, you almost just shot Runloth. There we go. Now it's a bloody vulture. With no stomach! Haha! You can't eat my stuff now, huh? Loser. Alright, we need steel more than other stuff, so let's keep getting the steel. And then, likewise, I think what I'm going to do, because if we ever go to a hot climate, I am going to want air conditioning for the ship as well. I am going to put a cooler on this side as well. Because, you know, it's very likely that we go somewhere hot and want AC wherever we end up going. Alright, this meat at this point is going to be cooking meat. So, this airlock walls do not need airtightness. Right? There's really no advantage to having them be airtight anymore. Because these are completely external to the ship. Now here's the thing. Regular steel walls are still flammable. So even though they don't need to be airtight, I'm still going to use grav halls because I don't want my ship set on fire. And then I'm also going to put this door here so that I could hypothetically land this on an animal to trap the animal. Because that's always super funny. And I'll have 2 of them, one on either side. And then, of course, I'm adding a no roof zone around it so that they function as chimneys. And I'll add it to my home zone so that we keep it repaired. I could put hall where the chimney is, too. It's funnier if it's open, to be honest. Hella funny. Glitch, what are you up? Oh, Klein's playing chess. I got it. All right, let's build one more stool. And then remove stuff. There we go. I don't want the vulture coming in, so even if this isn't powered on, it at least keeps the vulture out from eating our stuff. Okie day. So in the kitchen, we're going to have like a bunch of shelves, or rather a few, because it's not very big. And I'll probably want to make shelves I could make shelves out of stone, but I don't have a stone cutter yet. I do have the research for it, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because I don't even have my research bench constructed, so ain't sweating that. All right, Glitch, if you are tidying up, let's have you instead cut down some trees, because maybe what I do is I end up building the shelves out of wood. I mean, they don't really matter. There is not a concept of, like, ship weight. It's just total connected tiles. That's the only constraining factor. So the difference of, like, wood or uranium is just a flammability and wealth thing. Can't I install walls for stone? I could. I could go after, like, slate sarcophagi, or... Actually, you know what? There's 2 limestone steles, so let's make limestone shelves. Because there will be lots of limestone for that. It's a good call. I mean, certainly on the last map tile I was using... Ooh! Certainly on the last map tile I was using a lot of ruins. So, Grav Core detected, an ancient stockpile. You have detected the energy signature for Grav Core. The signature originates from an ancient underground stockpile. The location is marked on the world map. Underground stockpiles must be hacked to enter. The process can take days to complete. Obtain Grav Cores and Gravlight panels to increase the size of your Grav Ship. So, there is a reward, which is the Ultratech device that you cannot manufacture, the Grav Core, which allows you to expand functionality of your ship. So, at the moment, this allows us to make our ship bigger and have more tiles, so build in any one direction, as you can see, and then also increase the tile count by 250, and that is here to our west-southwest, so we can work our way there to this ancient stockpile if we'd like, and I think that's a wise idea. However, caveat, we definitely do not have the equipment to survive such an endeavor, because it is not easily survivable. It is a potentially dangerous thing to go do. What the? Even now? Oh, bastard. Aren't you the one I already shot? Can you move components? So pilot console can be moved. Thrusters can be moved. Chem tank cannot be moved. So depends on what you're referencing. But some can move, some cannot. Oh no, you're the other one I hunted. Okay, you get to get killed. I see you. Vultures. Living up to their name. Alright, let's get this AC built, like, as soon as possible, because these vultures be vulching. You too? Et tu, turkey? Alright, so limestone, here we go. We're going to do a small shelf here for the meals, a larger shelf here for raw materials, and a small shelf there. So these 2 shelves are going to be the same. This is going to be for raw food, critical priority, or let's say important. Meat, veg, no raw fungus, no human meat, no insect meat. We don't need that. And that is it. And then this shelf is going to be for meals that are not survival meals. Basic shelving. There we go. We got the AC up. Actually, the ship needs a little bit of AC, so we'll leave it up. It was getting a little warm. It's 81 out, or 27 Celsius out, and now it's cooling down inside. And then this AC, gonna get frozen. Another thing that would be good to have in here is a light source, so we're not cooking in the dark. Oh, thrombos. Not that I can do anything about that. They would super murder me. Alright, now that that steel is done, let's get these components too. And we're hauling in the limestone blocks. Okay, so the other limestone here, I would like to try to tidy up the floor of my ship a bit by removing things that are on the floor as much as possible. So link, 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 link. And in here, we're going to say package survival meals, no raw food. That stuff's fine. Then the other thing that I want to do is herbal medicine is not allowed in here, but is allowed in here. Plant matter is not allowed in here, but is allowed in here. And then wort, not that I have wort, is not allowed in here, but is allowed in there. Did I miss anything else? Insect jelly, maybe? Yes, insect jelly is allowed out there. Fertilized eggs. And no insect jelly. In here, I'll also say unfertilized eggs and milk are fine. They changed the way that fertilized eggs work. So it used to be that fertilized eggs, once spoiled, would just become rotted. Now, fertilized eggs, when refrigerated, becomes unfertilized to be usable. Brilliant, brilliant change. Life-changing for people that ranch animals. Not that I'm a rancher. But all right, there we go. Other sources of steel. Big one there. All right, Mr. Klein, have you make some shelves. And we have 2.5 days to go. All right, question. We have the ship kitchen. Obviously, it's not stocked up yet. Our floor storage is going to be set to low. The shelf storage, I thought I linked these. Oh yeah, there we go. Is going to be on normal. And then the kitchen shelves here are going to be on important and important. Okay. Bills. Simple meals. Doing until we have 10. Any good wildlife to hunt? Nothing easy. Just some turkeys and vultures. But, alright, we're getting our first cooked meal on the ship. Yum. Runloth, I want you to high priority haul. Get everything on shelves to make our barracks more impressive. And that's going to keep people happier. Now, one thing that you're going to notice when you hunt a hell of a lot of animals for meat is you're going to end up with, like, mountains of leather. It's a constraint. That's all I can say. You end up with a lot of leather. All right. Ship looks good. We have 2 days left. What to build on the ship next? Bedrooms? Crafting room? Or... yeah, we'll do crafting room or laboratory. You guys pick. You guys vote. 2.5 minutes on the board. Timer's up. Alright, this looks a bit tidier, I think. I'm happy with it. And we have a slightly impressive barracks as a result, which is not bad. Lots of leather, build a ship cape. Well, what we can do is we can make like armchairs and couches and things for comfort. Or sell it, especially to wandering traders. Because trying to get out to other colonies is a little tricky, but having them come to us is really easy. And you guys want a ship lab. Got it. Build a ship lab. I would leave the poll up longer, but it's so very clear that that is the winner. So we'll build Glitch his own laboratory. All right, let's talk about planning. These are the back wings. I am going to... I'm not going to use the planning tool. What I want to do is make the ship go up. Okay, it's looking a little phallic. Let's build this a little at a time. So, a lab is going to be a 5x2. right? And this isn't exactly where I want it, but what I'm planning on doing is having extra wings on this thing. So we'll have the ship's console up front, and then the laboratory here on the sides. So I think the first task I want is to expand the core of the ship a little bit bigger. So we'll run these ship substructure up like this. If it's a little boxy, it's fine, because we'll have it filled out more later. The first iteration might be a little rough, but we can hone it after some hops. So don't worry, we're not turning into box ship. This is what's going to happen is this will end up with wings out this way for like bedrooms or other auxiliary rooms, storage, etc. This is transitional. All right. Glitch, do you need... Oh, you are constructing. How about you deconstruct? I trust you to deconstruct more than construct. Can't really screw up deconstruction. And we've got 9 meals made. It's a good start. Sounds like Ruinloth is trying to hunt. What I think I might do is not bother hunting anymore the low-tier critters, low-tier being like low yield, because it's probably not worth my time in hindsight. So unless there's like juicy game around, I'm gonna save the effort. Apparently you can't even hunt a turkey. Okay, cool. Destruction of 1. Yeah, I'm really glad I gave you this task. Am I working to build Mega Maid? Well, I don't know. I'm bad at RimWorld, but I don't think I suck that bad. Want to hunt bison or buffalo? They have a revenge chance. Oh, but we do have ibex. I don't want like an entire herd of buffalo or bison coming to stomp me to death. The problem is Ruinloth here does not move at normal speeds. He's slow. He's slow due to a leg scar. So a herd of buffalo would quite likely run him down and kill him. It's a matter of pure survival. Not to commit to that. Alright, Glitch. I'm going to have you go after some of the very few trees that are out here that are grown now. And then also I can zoom all the way out and just harvest wild hair root. Alright. Here we go. We've got a little bit more space. So this is going to be the command console area. And then we'll do... what I'd like to do is to have a specific wing for fabrication when we have it. And a specific wing for... so what is this? 5x5? A specific wing for a lab as well. That'll do. A little ambitious, but, you know, that's what I want. I don't know how many Gravlight panels I'm going to have at the end of this, but, you know, we can always work to replace them. Alright, Mr. Ruinloth, you... I want... mining? I thought I had queued up all that to be mined. Oh, you are on High Priority Hall. That's my bad. You're on Ibex. Do I need... I, at the moment, do not need more meat, so we're going to deprioritize hunt over mine. I need steel more than meat. We do have a full chem fuel tank. We have 250 chem fuel ready, so I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. All of this is steel, for the most part. And Rulok doing a pretty good job over there. I'm digging it. I'm not going to bother updating my home zone until we have a shape that we can really agree on. I think there is a little bit of time left for us to mine, so I'll probably have Ruinloth go make a torch. It's worth it. Oh, wow. Wow, buddy. It's a torch. I guess you are a shock troop. Alright, get to sleep, because that was... I'm embarrassed for you. I'll probably leave Glitch to cut some heal root a little bit, and then let's cancel the harvest designations and have him tackle more ruin deconstruction. Gotta get that steel. Alright, climbs up. We have got about 1 day left. And hopefully I will have the time and resources to actually put the skin, the grav hull, and the walls up before we have to leave. But if not, you know, oh well. We can launch again, so that's the important bit. And I think all the Gravlight panels have been delivered, so now it's only a matter of getting the steel. Great. So Ruinloth will be mining here, and then Klein building furiously. Is there an advantage to building a chimney area behind the ACs? Yeah, there is. Attackers will target things like ACs over walls. So if I didn't have chimneys behind the ACs would be a prime target for attackers to smash. And because they're a lot more expensive and a lot more vulnerable, 100 HP versus 420, and then also made of not just steel, but tons of steel and components, they're a much higher valued target for a raider. That's why I use chimneys. With that said, the thrusters are high-value targets too, and that's something that you're almost always going to have on the outside of your ship. It's hypothetically possible to not have it on the outside of your ship, but it would be really expensive to fully envelop it like this, right? Because there is engine wash, so you can't... You could have all of your thrusters insular if you wanted to. It's just weird. I'm not going to say you shouldn't, but it is weird. Alright, low food. So, there are more animals. Once Ruinloth does a little bit more mining, I might have him go seek out them. Oh, there's steel here too. Alright. You know what? I don't really need that corner. Let's cut that corner off. Alright, 14 hours, huh? I don't know how much of this we can get done in 14 hours, but the good news is it's all connected, so it's all coming with me. So we're not abandoning ship or anything like that. And I'm gonna not build this section so we can get in and out until before it's done. Once you're done with that, continue up there. Even though this is further away, it's illuminated, which matters at night. Alright, we're down to very little meat. Klein. Drop your revolver. Glitch. You move at normal speed, yeah? Let's go ibexing. Get you some shooting training, too. Oh, there's an ibex here. That'd be closer. But whatever, we'll go for the further one for now. Do you want to do the home zone? I'm not worried about it yet. We have 5 hours. I'm more worried about getting out of here in 5 hours before the mechs come raining on our heads. Oh, lovely malaria. Mr. Klein, bad rest? Ruinloth, you know some medicine? Glitch knows more medicine. So I'm going to have Glitch do the tending. Ruinloth, you're going to get industrial tech. Glitch will tend to you in just a moment. He's finishing up the hunt. Nope. Pretty sure... Oh, I put the wrong person on bed rest. Oh, no, I put the right person on bed rest. Alright. 3 hours. So, with 3 hours left, just sequester to the ship. So, Ruinloth, I want you to haul that steel in. Oh, shoot. Glitch, go 10 Klein. Ruinloth, go haul the dead ibex. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a corpse stockpile here. So this is going to be butchery. Fresh. Animal corpses. And you can haul that into the ship so we can go. Alright, that 10 quality was pretty terrible. There isn't anything sitting out here that I need to grab, as far as I know. I didn't leave anything around. So, launch. This mech threat 1 hour. Alright, let's, so here's the difference. Our thrusters can get us this far, but we would need 400 chem fuel stored. With the current chem fuel we can get this far. This is temperate forest, just not grassland, so it's going to be... I can hunt things like boomlopes and the like. And we're headed to the Grav Core area. I still haven't built the ship lab, but believe you me, I am working on it. And Wasteland, thank you for the resub. Cheers, dude. So we're hopping over the entire Verviora plateau. Heading to the Dynastia Ruins. Okay. Steel. So there's steel here, but that's like super edge of map. Oh, gross. That is like the only steel. Let's see. Search. Compacted steel. That is the only surface steel I know about. Okay. I'm going to land like this. It gives us a little alcove. Why not? There is definitely a concept of like landing strategically so that you can control parts of the map. So Ruinloth is refueling our chem tanks, so they're full again. Or nearly full. And then I'm going to have him start mining, because resources are needed more than anything else. So compacted. So we have machinery here, which I will just drop a pink plant on, so I don't forget about it. But that's the only compacted on this map tile. There's very, very little. Now, in terms of wildlife, there's alpaca easy to hunt. But for the moment, I want to mine over hunt, because we have a little bit of food. And I can have Glitch do the hunting, even though he only has a revolver, because he really can't do the mining. Okay, the incoming mechs. I feel like this is bugged. So I think what I'm going to do is pull that scenario. Well, let me look at the scenario at details again. But I might need to make some changes to it. So normally, let me back up a moment. Normally what happens is when you do a new colony of the Grav Ship, the mechs will pursue you, but they won't pursue you to the point where like they pursue you every 11 hours. You'll get like a week in between them pursuing you. So I'm not really sure why my edited scenario has them like all rabid and whatnot. It shouldn't be as, oh, I shouldn't have loaded this in. But, so I'm not really sure what I changed about that made them so crazy. I'm going to try one more edit here. This might be a fix for the issue. Might not. I'm not 100% sure. So we have 3 days, 18 hours. Is that enough time? No. Let me add a little bit more time. And then if my fix doesn't work, I'll have to disable the pursuing mechs, calling it bugged for now. Yeah, 11 hours is the minimum time. Or like, it's really 12, but, you know, it goes instantly. And I don't know why it keeps giving me a minimum time. I have played through the Grav Ship scenario before, and it wasn't broken like this. So it's obviously something I did. It's my fault. All right, Glitch. What's there to hunt nearby? Alpaca. I think I know why it bugged out, and I've fixed it in the save file, so we'll know after this next hop if I fixed it. Alright, you're already under mountain. So we'll build a torch. I also didn't have another breakdown, which is good. Let's go ahead and set the cook ingredients to very small, so we don't go running for it, and then the butcher creatures very small, so we don't go running for it too. I don't want to go on massive fetches for corpses. Seems like a waste of time. Alright, needing med treatment. That is up to Glitch. Why aren't you using industrial meds? There we go. Industrial meds incline. Oh, wow, even industrial meds kind of sucked. What is your health like? You're recovering. You're already over a quarter immune, so he's okay. Ooh, cooking level leveled up. Fatally bleeding. Let's shoot another. Getting lots of metal when Klein is up and at him. If you're wondering why I'm not farming, it's because time spent for calories gained, hunting is better. Simple as that. It's entirely possible to have hydroponics on your own ship and to have it be a closed loop where you grow rice to make chem fuel, to grow more rice to make more chem fuel type of deal. That's a long-term goal. That's not a... And again, I work on the priority that's above my head. Hey, a buckets trader. Well, the good news is we can exchange leather for steel. Potentially. The person to talk to would be Runloth. I think he is the highest... Yep. Runloth has the highest wardening. So let's go talk to the Lagua Confederacy. I will give you lots of leather. You will give me... Right, you're tribal, so you don't really have steel. Meat. Do I want cloth? No, I go for meat. Why do they have human leather? I don't want to know. That saves me from having to do a lot of fetching. Let's continue making chem fuel as well. I want Glitch to do a little bit more hunting, and then Runloth to do more mining, and then Glitch will eventually start cutting down trees. Now that we're not in the grasslands, there's plenty of trees to cut down for chem fuel, so we can reserve the meat specifically for cooking. Are there ruin steel? At this point, I'd rather have him level up his mining skill to become a more capable professional, because at some point we're going to want plasteel, uranium, gold, etc. to make components and the like. And in order to get that, we'll want mining skills. So initially I was working on trying to just get steel as fast as possible, but now I'm investing in the pawns more than the ship. Is it possible to use hydroponics with chem fuel loop? Yes. The electricity demand is not too high. Also, you have to consider that it's entirely possible to have a hydroponics that have open roof, right? You're on a ship. You can just have hydroponics with a grow lamp. What's stopping you, right? As long as you're not in a glowshroom forest, which is perpetually dark, you don't really need a grow lamp. So just avoid the glow forests and you can use the sun, because the sun is kind of bright. Last I checked, which I'm like a vampire, so I'm hoping I know it's up there somewhere, and I'm assuming it's still hot. Oh yeah, that ship floor did not get removed. You're right. This corner. Not that Klein is up and at him to do it. Alright, Mr. Glitch. You... Klein, your health is now almost 60%. And then Glitch is going to be... So let's set up a tree cut zone that is automated. And now he's going to just harvest the full-grown trees for wood for chem fuel. I can't really work on building the lab until Klein is, you know, not KO'd. Because Glitch and Runelove don't really have the construction skills to ship build. They would suck at it. Alright, the other thing I'm going to want to do is to change the biofuel refinery to be small radius. Because I don't want to go run around looking for wood everywhere on the map. If it ain't local, I ain't running for it. Yeah. You can also put solar on your ship. You could put, you know, some things would not make sense. But even still, you could, if you wanted to, like, install wind turbines on your wings. It's not going to work in space, but it would work once you land. There's a lot of flexibility about ship design that you can take advantage of if you wish. I, for one, don't like to have vulnerable exposed sections of the ship ready for mechs and raiders to smash as just like a personal preference. So I don't want to invest in delicate sections that are going to be impossible to maintain as just a preference. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey Grav Runners, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no spoilers, so if you have a question that would include a spoiler, ask in Discord instead. If you would like to join Discord, a link can be found in the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Grav Runners.